So welcome to part 2 of the overview. This is just an overview. I'm going to outline these are the major things that people in human resources deal with, okay? And then in the next videos after this, I'll go more in depth on each one of these. So one of the key things that people in human resources do is what's called recruitment. Recruitment quite simply means attracting, okay? I purposely put recruitment and selection opposite of each other here because students often confuse the difference between recruitment and selection. Recruitment means to attract. How do we attract good people to want to come here? Okay, that's what recruitment is. Selection is of the pool of candidates, of the people who have applied, how do we choose the right person? So selection is definitely different than recruitment. Okay, you recruit good people, you want good people to work for you, and then of those people who want to work for you, you then have to selection. Another major part of human resources is training and development. Training, quite simply, is teaching people what they need to know in order to do their job at the company. So training is, now that you've hired the person, you have to come up with ways to train them to make sure they do what is right for your company. The term development asks the question, how do we create a career path for this person? So we've just hired somebody. How do we create a career path so they know where they are going 5 years from now, 10 years from now? Development. Another major part of human resources, and there'll be at least one video, if not two, just on this topic, is what's called performance appraisal. The word appraisal often confuses our students, and I'll explain it more when we get to it, but the word appraisal simply means to find the value, okay? So a performance appraisal looks at what is the value of this employee, to find the value. Obviously, you want to know which of your employees are really good and which of your employees are not so good. And you also want to know how can we make all of our employees better? Performance appraisal. Another major area of human resources is the pay and benefits. So how do you properly pay your employees? You want to make sure that you're paying your employees a fair amount, but obviously you don't want to pay too much. How do you come up with that? And so we'll look at that when we get to that section. Also, the term benefits. Pay is the salary that goes into my bank account every month. So every month UAU deposits money into my bank account. Benefits are all the other things that UAU does for me. So this apartment, for example, is provided by the university. That's a benefit. Taking care of my health insurance, that's a benefit. So when we talk about pay and benefits, pay is the salary and benefits are all the other things that the university, or in your case, if you're working for a company, what the company does for you beyond pay. And then last but not least is the topic of labor relations. Labor relations is how companies deal with their employees overall. And we'll get into this as our last video in this series. It does have a different meaning here than it does in other countries. And so, yeah, we'll get to that when we get to it. So anyhow, this has been an overview of all the major functions in human resources. I'm now going to make separate videos explaining each one of these areas. So that's it for now. See you in the next video.